Hello, thanks for joining today's webinar. You can enlarge your screen for the optimal viewing experience using these buttons. You can also click the arrow here to view the hidden menu. The section at the very bottom will twirl out a menu that allows you to ask questions for the host to answer. Thanks for joining us, and we hope you enjoy this webinar.
Hello everyone, my name is Tiffany and here with me today is Christina and we are the managers of TaxBandits. We want to thank you for tuning in again to our webinar, and today we're going to be talking about the latest updates and upgrades to TaxBandits.
Now, as a quick reminder, we are so excited to talk about tax forms.
Absolutely.
We have years and years of experience, but we are not tax advisors. So if you have specific tax questions or need advice, please definitely reach out to a certified tax preparer or the IRS directly.
Absolutely. And at TaxBandits, we know that you're constantly striving for a seamless and successful tax season, just like we are. And we've listened and we've heard you loud and clear, and our team has been busy building tons of exciting new features.
Welcome to the brand new TaxBandits with a new look and new features, including Bandit Connect, a powerful client communication portal, Bandit Collab, a powerful staff management tool, Bandit Share, for easily sharing electronic copies of recipient forms, an upgraded filing process, and much, much more.
So Christina, what do we want to talk about first? We have so many.
We do. And I think the main thing that I want to start with is really just the technology and the layout. So the technology is something that you don't necessarily see, right, when you sign in, but it's such a huge part of what's happening and having a smooth, successful tax season. So all of those upgrades and the hard work that our team did is really just going to make sure that everything is performing smoothly and it's a good, simple filing season. I also want to touch on the layout. So we're always improving and simplifying and really just looking at like the industry standard for intuitive applications, right?
Absolutely.
So we've done a lot of work to rearrange and enhance and simplify the filing flow and the layout of the pages that you go through, whether it's creating forms like 1099s and W-2s and BOI reports even for your clients, to reviewing them, to sharing information with the clients, and we'll get into some of those things later, but the actual layout of those pages, even going in and like downloading copies of forms or adding your staff, we've just updated so much of that to make sure that it's really, really high quality for the upcoming tax season.
Absolutely. And in doing this, we specifically build TaxBandits with CPAs in mind.
Exactly.
So it's literally built for CPAs.
It's such a undertaking, really, such a big task for a CPA to have to manage their team and have to manage, of course, you all know, but have to manage the team and manage the like the delegation of that and the tracking of that and everything that goes into just with having staff working on things, and then also keeping up with your clients and keeping up with what they have provided and what they haven't, and if they have in progress forms or filed forms or rejected forms or all of those
so many
things.
steps, yes.
And so in TaxBandits, we've really focused on updating the application in a way that simplifies the staff management, that simplifies the client management, that keeps everything all in one secure location.
Yes.
We've also added additional security features.
We have.
To like continue my rant, but that we can if you want to, maybe you want to dive into a little bit of those, and then we can talk more about the other features.
Yeah, we can go ahead and go into, like, my favorite is Bandit Collab, because you were talking about staff and having to keep up with everybody, and we know from working with our clients how crucial it really is to rely on your staff and have that security within a platform as well as your own office. And what we have done is taken the platform that we had already provided and enhanced it to include more features that make it easier for the staff to communicate and to communicate with the admin and their clients, really, to make it just a seamless process. And so with Bandit Collab, they can communicate and do file sharing.
And even delegate.
Delegate.
You can set those
and,
permissions.
yes,
You can set which clients the
the
staff members
roles,
have access to.
and add the businesses and the groups and the offices. Those are
The
some really
groups,
big things.
That, I think, is my favorite part of the Bandit Collab feature. 'Cause the whole thing is wonderful, and we've always had like a semblance of that, and we just keep improving and enhancing it. But the groups feature is nice because it's like a customizable, like choose your own adventure almost. So you get to
Absolutely.
pick. I mean, I've talked to clients who they have multiple office locations, and so sometimes they just need
Yes.
to name the group based on their office location and add all of the clients that are managed by that office to that group, and all of the staff that are a part of that office to that
Yes.
group. And functionally, the way the group works, and I know you know, but you're able to, you set that group name up, and then you either start by adding team members or you start by adding clients. But
Yes.
as you add more of either, like if you add a new client, all of the staff that are in that group will automatically get access to that client in
Yes.
that group, and the other way around. So as you add a staff member to the group, instead of having to go through and add every single client to that staff member, you just add them to the group
Yes.
and they automatically get access to all those clients. So again, it's making it easier, it's keeping you in control of
Yes.
everything. And that's, I've also heard, so one of the things I've heard a lot of is like the office location. But I've also heard things like if the client itself has multiple payer EINs or employer EINs that they need to file for. I've heard of our clients, the preparers, utilizing the group to just organize all of the EINs that are a part of this single client. Like if you have ABC LLC,
really
but if they
convenient.
have 7, 20, however many sub EINs that they need to report for all of, they'll make a group for that one client to just say all of these employers or payers, all these entities are all connected, and that, that really helps
Under
with, again,
one umbrella, and
Yeah.
that way they don't have to try to keep track of them and all that.
Exactly. They have like a clear way to associate it. And there's multiple ways to do things like that. But I just love how you can take what you're already doing and really apply it to the group feature because
Absolutely.
it's so customizable.
And with doing that, there's also a revoking feature as well, which is convenient because let's say you have temporary staff members.
Yeah.
And they're working for a season and they no longer work there. You can just remove those businesses from that staff member and you don't have to worry about it. You can reassign them to another team member.
Or like if someone moves, if their job title or their position or their responsibilities
Exactly.
change, you can move and adjust, and
You don't have to just completely redo it. It's not manual. You just one click and you're done versus having to go in and unassign each and every business.
Exactly.
So
And
it's
then,
much more convenient.
like always, we have the roles in place, like you said. We've got the tracking in place. You're able to see who's doing what. But it's definitely a robust feature that's going to be crucial for that tax
Absolutely.
season.
Absolutely. And the sooner you go in and get everything set up, the better you're going to be because then right now we have the time. We can help get you through there and we're able to help you maneuver and learn. And we also have some videos, tutorials on how to navigate. And we're happy to help with any of that.
Yeah, we have the phone, email, and chat support. We're here Monday through Friday. Extra staff and extended hours for the deadline season.
Oh,
but
absolutely.
definitely going and doing those things now is going to make that deadline season so much more easier for your team, your clients, everyone. So
Definitely.
it's a great suggestion.
And another one of my favorite features is Bandit Connect.
Yep.
What about Bandit Connect do you love so much?
I think my favorite part is just, up to now, we've heard so much feedback from clients about how they get data from their clients, how the preparers are communicating with their clients, and just knowing that, I've heard of the end client, the employer or the payer faxing information to the preparer. I've heard of them just like bringing a box of things, and I'm sure that those things will still happen to some level, but even emailing is just not ideal.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
there's not an easy way to go find what you were sent, to find attachments. There's not the same level of security with email as there is with something like your TaxBandits account. And so what Bandit Connect, and you've probably seen some of our prior webinars, but it allows the preparer to send their client access to a secure portal that's just that client's information. If that client has multiple EINs, they can review and access and comment on all of those EINs in that one place. You control that.
Yes.
But it's just their information. And so you're able to, whether it's sending a template to your client of what they need to complete and give you so that you can do what you need to do for them, or if it's sharing draft forms. I know that's a big thing, is having the client review the draft copies of the forms. So having a place where they can see them, your team is not having to download and then send and then have them review and then have them provide feedback. It's all happening, like the drafts can just automatically show up in the portal. The client can comment on them specifically right there. Everything is going back and forth through the TaxBandits account and the client's TaxBandits portal, and it's it's super clear.
Exactly, and it's all being kept in one place, yes, but it's also a record of like when things are happening in real time is being kept in your TaxBandits account for you, so that you know like when you're getting things. If you need that record, it'll be available. You can just download it and you have it.
Exactly, and a couple months from now, like if the client comes back and needs a correction, you're able to go back and see what you received originally and when you received it. It's also brandable, which I love.
That's my favorite part, is that you can actually put in your own brand, your own logo, and your clients will be able to know that they can trust it because it is yours. They work with you.
Exactly, it's consistent.
Exactly, and that's the best part for me, because as a consumer as well, I want to know that I can trust a company.
Yeah.
And regardless if that's TaxBandits, if that's your CPA company, if that's Food Lion, and it doesn't matter if I know I can trust that logo. We as consumers so much rely on just that visual. I
also love that in addition to the logo, we have options for you to be able to change the email address to something that matches your brand, because again, we want you to be able to maintain that level of communication with the client, to have it look professional and secure and consistent. So I love the email address, the logo, even the I think it's the favicon. It's the little icon at the top of the web browser.
It's that little doodad that nobody knows what it's called, but I learned very recently that is what that is, and it's a thing. Yeah. You can customize it.
It's really, it just takes it to another level with the Bandit Connect. And getting the client, you also, I think the only thing that we didn't touch on a whole lot, because we covered, you can message, you can share files, you can get observations. It's really great. But the other piece of that is you're able to share finalized copies of forms there.
Yes.
So of course we can handle printing and mailing the forms, distributing them securely online, but those things are going to the recipient. And so Bandit Connect gives you a secure place that you can give your client, the actual payer or employer, access to their copies of their forms without having to, again, download them or send them or do all these extra steps. They're just there in a secure place where they can access them whenever they need them. So on that note, I just want to throw in, as we wrap things up here, that we are continuing to complete updates and release new things throughout probably the end of the year.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with the form releases and everything.
Big things happening.
Exactly. So if you do not already have an account, go ahead and create one now. There's no cost to have the account. There's no reason not to go ahead and create it. But by doing that, you'll get updates from us as new features are available, as the forms are ready to file. We typically offer what we call pre-filing. So you don't necessarily have to wait until the end of the year to file, but if you make your account now, you'll be notified when you can go in and file. So definitely go ahead and do those things. It's really just going to help you stay tuned and stay alert and be able to discover how TaxBandits is evolving to support your ever-changing needs for your business and your clients.
Absolutely. And I would love to thank you all for joining us today. Please leave any questions or comments that you have in the comment section. And if you haven't already, make sure you go and create your TaxBandits account at taxbandits.com. Bye!